Hi folks, this is Derek Jacobs, the Director of Customer Support for Counterpath. Today, I'd like to show you how to set up 10 users in under 10 minutes using the Bria-X portal. Okay, let's get started. Once you're logged in, you'll want to navigate to the dashboard. The dashboard will give you an overview of your current account status. From the dashboard, click on the Manage button to access everything needed to get you up and running. The default subscription screen will show you a list of all users you have set up, along with an accounting of device usage and user status. Initially, you'll only see yourself as administrator of the account, logged in as a user. To begin the setup process, click on the Server Settings tab, and then the Add SIP Account button. The settings that you will enter here are shared among all of your users. It's important to note that some fields are not required. That would depend on the server you are trying to connect to. Any settings that you're unfamiliar with should be left blank or on default. At a minimum, you'll want to enter an account name as well as the SIP domain. Once you have added the server information, click the Update SIP Account button to save what you've entered. That will return you to the main server settings screen, where you can view information on each SIP server that you have set up. It's important to note that for all users you have that connect to the same SIP server, only a single server entry is required. Now let's move on to individual user setup by clicking on the Users tab. The first thing you'll want to do is to get yourself set up and confirm that everything is working correctly. Click on the pencil icon under Tools to bring up your settings menu. As an admin, you already have a few fields filled out. Adding phone numbers is optional and can always be done later. Continuing user setup, click on the Add SIP Account button. Required information here would be the server account to use, along with the username and password you used to log in with. Please note, this is not the username and password you are logging into the portal with, but your username and password for your SIP account. Authorization name is not a required field. Once you've updated your account information and have returned to the Edit Subscription User screen, be sure to click on Update User to save everything you've just configured. At this point, it's a good idea for you to validate that everything is okay by logging into your account using the Bria-X client. Your login information would be the email address and password you entered in the Edit Subscription User screen. After confirming that you can log into your SIP account and that you can make calls, you can move on to setting up the rest of your team. From the Manage Subscription menu, click on Add New User. The email address and password entered here will be what your user will enter as login information in the client. The display name as well as contact numbers will be used in your team roster. After you've filled in these fields, click on the Add SIP Account button, where you can enter user-specific SIP account information. Click on the Add Account button to return to the user page. The next two steps are critical and sometimes overlooked. First, be sure you have checked the Automatically Send Welcome email button. This will send the user an introductory email, including Bria-X software download links, as well as information on resetting their login password. Second, before leaving the user screen, click on Update User to save everything you've just configured. This user setup should be repeated for each of your team members. I hope you enjoy using all the features that Bria-X has to offer. If you have any additional questions or comments, please be sure to visit our support site at help.bria-x.com. This video brought to you by Counterpath, enabling communications for the modern business.